Before you buy or refinance a rental property this year, make sure to run this 2-minute stress test. I'm going to show you the simple checks that landlords use to see if the deal still works, even if interest costs or voids hit. If you're a landlord or about to become one, this video will give you a plain English stress test for your buy-to-lets. We'll cover interest coverage ratios, stress rates, and the 5 levers that you can actually control, and a quick checklist that you'll be able to screenshot at the end of the video. So who is this video for? This video is for time-poor professionals and portfolio owners who want clarity without the jargon. We're not chasing perfect spreadsheets. We're just making sure that the plan holds up in real life. Most buy-to-let mortgages are not regulated by the Financial Conduct Authority. This video is information only and not personal advice. Your home may be repossessed if you do not keep up with repayments on your mortgage. So what is an ICR and stress rates? Well, simply, the ICR stands for interest coverage ratio, and this is how all lenders test for affordability on buy-to-let properties. In short, it's the assessed rent that needs to cover the assessed mortgage by a set margin. That mortgage cost is often calculated with a stress rate, and that may be even higher than the rate you're likely to pay at that moment. So even if your actual rate looks low, the lenders are still checking if you can afford it if rates get higher. The two things you really need to consider: getting a higher achievable rent or borrowing lower massively improves or impacts the ICR. And stress rates vary by lender and the product you take. So make sure you build your numbers in conservatively. So there's 5 levers that you can control. 1, rent. Be realistic. Use current tenancy agreements. Speak with your local agents, but get some solid evidence. Then stress test that with a small haircut for negotiations or even voids. 2, loan to value. A lower loan to value can transform your interest coverage ratio and your product choice, though it can use up more equity. 3, product structure. Do we go for a fixed rate versus a tracker rate? Do you need certainty or not? Do you go for an interest only versus a repayment? Cash flow now or reducing your capital later? Term length, lower monthly payment versus more interest. Know your strategy and make sure it works for you. 4, running costs. Be aware of things that you might not consider: insurance, management fees, any safety checks, maintenance, and even having a reserve for bigger repairs that might need to take place. 5, fees and friction. These are things that you might not consider: product fees, valuation costs, legals, licensing, and whether to pay up front or add into the loan. Make sure that you reflect that in your yield calculations. If a deal only works in an upside, then it probably isn't robust enough. Make sure you aim for a deal that's comfortable, even if your rate increases. If you're about to come off a fixed rate, then you'll need to decide whether you stay with your existing lender and do a product transfer, or do you do the full remortgage process and go to a new lender. At 6 months from the end of a fixed rate period, you need to compare a product transfer, which usually has much lighter admin, with a remortgage, which may offer much better pricing or even better features. However, it does involve fresh underwriting and usually higher cost. It's really important that you don't shop around for the lowest headline rate. Don't just compare headline rates. Rerun your stress test across all fees, your total ICR, and the cash flow for the full term that you'll keep the product. Here are the common pitfalls that I see day in, day out, advising landlords just like you. Using rosy Rightmove rent without any evidence. Just doing a quick search on Rightmove won't give you solid evidence. Forgetting any tax interactions. Make sure you speak to your accountant or a fully qualified tax advisor. Underestimating compliance and licensing costs. Make sure you're aware of all of the costs and give yourself a bit of a buffer just in case. Having no exit plan on an interest-only mortgage. Make sure you know exactly what your repayment route is going to be. So by now, it should be clear. A robust buy-to-let isn't about squeezing every last pound from your deal. It's about pressure testing assumptions. If your numbers still work after the what ifs, then you're on much firmer ground. If not, walking away is a strong decision too. If you'd like a quick, no jargon run through of your figures, send them over and we'll stress test together. If you found this video useful, hit subscribe, give it a like, and share it with friends or family who might also benefit.